Hello and welcome back to our Vlandian Knight series. So you can see right here that I've just sold all of my armaments. I had a significant amount and well, I actually did make a couple of javelins as per a couple of people's recommendation. And you can see here that I made more than a couple. I made quite a few. And we can basically bankrupt pretty much any single town that we want, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm actually in Epicrotia at the moment because I made peace with the Northern Empire for that very specific reason. I very much wanted to see if I could indeed bankrupt some more of their towns, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. Anyway, we're just going to sell the remaining little things that we have here because I want to literally take away all of their money. Obviously, that doesn't really do that much, as we've seen. Vassals can still go there and sell their wares, which I still think is a little bit, I don't know. I still think that needs to be changed a little bit. Although, here's the thing. I don't think that it should be changed in such a way that it is so incredibly restrictive, because let's face it, the AI is never going to be as smart as a player. Might be as smart as me, but maybe not as smart as you. But anyway, the point is, it is definitely something that I think needs to be tweaked in some way or another. Maybe just provide it with a little extra, safety money. So like maybe say that they have some land or a business or something along those lines that can give them a little bit of extra cash in times of crisis. But as it stands right now, that it's kind of a bit weird for them to have unlimited funds when they have a significant amount of loot. So me, for example, giving them swords, because obviously those swords were very, very expensive apparently. I actually thought that they were only about 40 to 60,000 each. And I only gave him like 5, so really shouldn't have been more than 200,000, but apparently it was actually a lot more according to some of you. So that is my bad. That is my bad 100%. But I am definitely going to need to be a bit more careful in the future. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to speak to Oros. I'm actually kind of surprised that we are not getting him to come out. There we go. Okay. So I'm hopeful that I will be able to persuade him. Why do you only use charm, you fool? Well, that's the point. That's part of the game. If you don't like the charming parts, then you don't like the game. So, it's like being like, Call of Duty, I don't like the shooting. Don't like the shooting in that. Pro Evolution Soccer, if people still even play that. I don't even know what they play nowadays. I used to play Konami's 1998 football. It was only the demo, though. It was only the demo. It didn't have the full game, but yes. Anyway, that is the kind of thing that I'm talking about here. You kind of can't have Bannerlord without having every single facet of it, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just going to be battle, 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 which is fine, obviously. I don't have a problem with it only being battles, but I would definitely say that it benefits hugely from, well, not only being battles, obviously. I think it definitely benefits from having a variety for the player to do. And we're just going to be selling a javelin there. And, oh yeah, actually what I was doing something quite interesting. By the way, where are the Batanian? Oh, there we go. Omor is the last Batanian fief. I actually want to go over there and see if I can take it potentially. My initial plan was actually to take Epicrotia in this episode. But I took a look at the garrison and then they offered me peace. So then I was like, oh, okay, I'll let them just go. They can do whatever they want to do, because let's face it, they have 1,500 in the garrison there as far as I'm aware. So that is very, very strong indeed. And we need to be a bit careful of it. But yeah, anyway, charm and battling and sieges and field battles and so on. That is all just part of the greater whole that is the game of Bannerlord. And obviously, I'm exaggerating when I say that, it's like Call of Duty not having the shooting. Don't take me literally when I say those kinds of things, because it's literally just me trying to make a point about removing a certain part of the game or deciding not to do something. And I feel like okay, you know, maybe that will be something for like a challenge or something along those lines in the future where I basically don't use charm at all. Which, sure, I think that could be quite interesting. I think it could be quite interesting to see what happens, but that's the point. I did initially say in this series that I was going to basically use everything at my disposal. That basically means any kind of unit, any kind of, well, not any kind of weapons, obviously. I was going to restrict myself to a lance and a sword and a shield and so on, because we are indeed a Vlandian knight. And speaking of that, Vlandian knights, yes, they do indeed use crossbows. I mean, not Vlandian knights specifically, but knights in general have been known to use crossbows. I know that, but in general, I don't think that any of the Vlandian cavalry actually use crossbows. I could be wrong about that because I haven't had a look at their equipment in quite some time, but you know, that's the main thing that I was drawing from. Anyway, I thought that we actually had some traits to level up here, but apparently not. I'm going to be calling for an army in a very quick second because I would like to take Omor if at all possible. I think this might be quite problematic. There's 1,000 here, so let's just go to the kingdom screen. Okay, how many do I even have? Do I even have people that are available to join me that are close by? Ooh. Yeah, that might be a bit problematic. I don't know whether we'll have enough. But we're going to go in here nevertheless because I think that the Botanians are really weak right now. I think they are super, super weak. So let's see if we can maybe just do something here. We're going to make some trebuchets, of course. I don't know where their armies might be. I mean, let's face it, their army is probably going to be right round the corner. That's usually how it happens for me, isn't it? Every single time I try a siege of some kind, there's always some massive army waiting around the corner. I wonder whether that is predetermined. It's probably not predetermined, right? I'm being paranoid in that regard. It's just, it always happens. You know, it always seems to happen that is indeed the case for me. Okay, so do we have all of my people? No, we don't have all of my people yet. Okay, so we do have a couple that are taking a little bit longer to arrive. Not entirely sure why, but oh well, never mind. And otherwise, we're just going to continue getting our trebuchets built. And nice, we almost have 1,000. I actually think I'd like more. Oh, no, we still have 2. We still have 2 that are yet to arrive. Okay, that's good then. Because I was thinking to myself, maybe I want to call for even more units, but I think we should be okay with this. Is this enough? I'm actually not sure. It might not be, you know. It might not be enough to take this. Okay, you know what? We're gonna take a couple more, I think. Okay, so Mantios is within 2 days. Who else is? Oh, these guys are. Oh wow, these guys are really close. Yes. As you can see, Jarli the Butcher is actually doing extremely well now, by the way. He has, as far as I'm aware, a pretty large army. Where is he, by the way? Is he here somewhere? There he is. He has 109. 109. Obviously, most of his units are indeed recruits, which is to be expected, but hopefully they will level up relatively fast. And then maybe we'll see some action from Mr. Jarli the Butcher. That could be quite fun. Otherwise, he is going to contribute numbers to our ranks, and that is all we can ask of him, of course. That is indeed all we can ask. So let's see what else is going on here. I don't think that Botania has an army to rise up against us at this point, which I am very pleased about. Indeed, very, very pleased. I was, as you know, I was very worried about that. Yeah, there we go. We're getting more vassals coming along. Perfect. Yes, there we are. We now have over 1,800. This is going to be problematic if I start to run out of food. So I think what we're going to do is once it gets a little bit more into daytime, we're going to lead the assault. There are 968 enemies remaining in the garrison. Should be pretty easy for us to deal with those. Now that the walls are down, I was actually thinking that maybe I should have built maybe one siege tower or something, but we do have some trebuchets up and running, so maybe those will thin out the enemy ranks a little bit. I know that the AI on our side do tend to use them, as you can see right here. Let's actually just watch the first shot, see where they fire it. Here it goes. Boom. Where is it going? Did it hit anyone? No. It did not hit anyone. It was a little bit short, guys. It was a little bit short. Maybe they can recalculate their trajectory or something along those lines. Okay, so we have a hole in the wall over there. And is that it? Well, that's the question. Oh. Yes, I do not want to go in there if at all possible. I would like to find the other hole in the wall. I think it's probably going to be over here. We seem to be doing quite well so far, though, in terms of our kill-death ratio, so we shouldn't be suffering too badly. It seems like... Oh, okay. We're not meant to see this. We're not meant to see this. No. Okay. Well, let's walk the other way then. I'm actually kind of surprised. Usually there are holes in the wall on either side of the main gate. But it seems like the other hole is on the left. Okay. Well, that's good to know. They have pushed them back pretty significantly, however. As you can see... Oh, they have done a massively good job. Okay. I am very surprised. Okay, hello. I will indeed proceed the poking. I will proceed the poking. Here we are. Hello there. Parking my horse in a leisurely manner, and then moving in to slash at our opponents. It seems like they are pulling back. I wonder whether this is a strategic effort, or whether they are scrambling to retreat. I can only hope it is the latter, yes. Murder them. Oh, they actually spawn here. Oh, this is bad news for them. Bad news indeed. Bad news, everyone. Yeah, exactly. There's a reference for you. Are you a fan? Are you a fan of that show? If you are, then props to you, because it is a good show. Anyway, let's try and see if I can maybe do some damage. There we go. Nice. Ooh, we're actually sustaining quite a few casualties. However, obviously I have to remember that we do have reinforcements that can potentially come into the battle. So even if we do end up losing more units in this first wave... Oh, hello, Mr. Person with a hat that looks like a gnome. Oh, yeah, I really need to increase my one-handed weapon proficiency, I feel. I think that's definitely going to be something that I'll go for. Now that we have pretty much maxed out pretty much everything else. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to stay here, and we'll just try to pick off any units that come down the stairs here. But obviously, Bruce is a very slow guy. In mind and in body, yes. Well, I'm the mind, in that case. But anyway, the point is, hopefully we will be able to kill them in the first slash, because if we can't kill them in the first slash, that's gonna... Well, they're just gonna escape, as you could no doubt tell. They basically just walked away very leisurely indeed, and we're just like, I prefer not to die today. And then they got out of there, so it was pretty quick. Well, it seems like this is the last remaining contingent of enemy units, and we really do not have to worry whatsoever. It seems our forces have this completely covered. And as you could no doubt tell, I was actually doing quite well. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, because we do outnumber the opponent pretty significantly, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised about that one bit. But, whenever I do well, that is a surprising development. Because sometimes I have flashes of brilliance where I'm actually okay, you know, I'm actually decent at fighting in combat and generally tend not to die at that point. But most of the time I do have those moments where my horse dies behind enemy lines and I've put myself in a situation where, you know, I get murdered. So anyway, let's just get 2 Imperial Legionaries and then we're done. Nice. Alright, so we ended up losing 27, only 27. That is amazing. That is fantastic. Now I'm hopeful that we... wait a minute. I'm actually thinking, is that it? For the Botanians? I'm actually not sure. I think that might actually be it. Okay, so I'm not going to claim this, I don't think. It is a little bit too far away from my other fiefs to really give me... Actually, oh, never mind. Actually, it's not even that far. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. It's fine. I'm not a stickler for that kind of thing. I mean, I have enough money as it is. I can really gain money super fast anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to disband the army now because otherwise they're just going to eat me out of house and home, and I really do not want that. Thank you very much. And let me see. I could go into the garrison. Don't really want to do that. I could manage the town. I also don't really want to do that because I'm not going to be the owner of it in a very quick second. And otherwise, I guess what I will do is I will literally just sell some javelins. Oh yes, I actually want to show you this. This is a really cool thing that I thought was, in my opinion, worthy of showing it to you. So what I'm going to do first is I'm literally just going to do a little bit of gathering of this kind of resource right here. There we go. And then we're literally just going to take a quick look at my weapons, because basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for things that give me 3 wood at the moment. That's basically all I'm looking for, and I just smelt all of those to give me as much hardwood as I possibly can get my hands on. And then I just move on and see if I can find something else that is also 3 wood. It seems like, oh, we have a bunch of pitchforks. Very nice indeed. But yeah, eventually you're just going to have way too much hardwood anyway, so it's fine. Now we can move on. And javelins. Javelins, I want to show you this. So basically, highest tier of javelin head. Then you want to go for the highest tier of shaft. Unfortunately, I don't have any other tier of shaft, so that is obviously not going to really work too well. But you can put the pommel on there, and then what you can do is this. It's very interesting. All right, so you see this guy? He's got 1 in smithing. Boom. Now he has 154 in smithing. Yeah, and he also leveled up. So we basically power leveled him so dramatically that he is now smithing 154. Look at this guy. He's got 0 in smithing skill. So what about if we do this? Boom. He now has 128 in smithing, and so on and so forth, with a number of other people too. Done. Now, hilariously enough, the couple of javelins that I actually have in my inventory right now, they were made by a variety of people, and they still give me a massive amount of money. It doesn't matter what your smithing skill is, by the looks of things. Especially when making javelins, it seems to literally not matter. So look at that, 134, 142, and everyone else already has smithing skill. So I suppose I could do it with this guy. He's got 75, so there you go. He gained 80 skill points, and now he has 155, if you can believe it. So that's generally a really cool thing that I wanted to show you. I guess you might already know about it. I guess you do. You know, but yeah, I think that's actually a really cool thing that you're able to do. I think it's probably maybe a bit of a glitch or something. I don't think you're meant to be able to level up smithing that easily, and well, let's face it, the developers are probably going to nerf it in some way, aren't they? that usually happens, doesn't it? All right, so 20% more damage while wielding a one-handed weapon, or hit points increased by 2 and melee troops gain 5% more experience. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for the trainer. That sounds like the best course of action for me. And we're just going to go into our party skills here, party screen, and just upgrade some people, get some prisoners. And then we're just going to go into Omor real quick, and I will sell all of these prisoners, gain some more in roguery. Basically, I'm just trying to level up any skill that I can get my hands on. And it seems as though the Batanians no longer have any fiefs whatsoever in the game. And in my opinion, that is fantastic. That's really, really good. So hopefully they will be eliminated quite soon. There's Mr. Caladog himself. Okay, Kanujan is getting it. Oh, I actually had some support from some people. Mantios and Fenton of the Brotherhood. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Thank you, fellows. I don't really mind. I mean, you know, if they want to give me support, then that's all very well and good. But if they don't, then also that's fine. I'm pretty relaxed. You know, I'm pretty relaxed about being the ruler of Landia. Oh yes. Anyway, oh yeah, that actually brings me to something that I should have actually talked about earlier in the episode. I think I saw a comment that was asking how I became the king of Landia. I'd highly recommend watching the first 5 episodes. I actually don't know how long it took me, but I think there's probably going to be a title of the episode that will basically say becoming the ruler of blah blah or something along those lines. Maybe there'll be something like that. So I'd recommend watching that if you want to see exactly what happened in terms of the processes or whatever. But basically there is a wonderful option that is called Usurping the Throne. And that is what I chose. And you need support from people and so on and so forth. And then you can do that. And obviously it does require quite a bit of planning beforehand. You need to be a bit careful about your relation with various vassals, because if they hate you, well, let's just say that backstabbery is going to happen very, very soon. And I know that you can't see me right now, but I was holding a dagger in my hand and doing the stabbing motion. So yes. Can you tell I was a rogue in a previous life? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, let's go and trade at Varcheg real quick here. And they have 44,000. Yeah, they only have 44,000, but that should be enough for me to sell my armor goods and stuff. And what else do I... Oh, yes. That is what I want to do. I want to check out my clan screen because I want to check out my parties. I want to see how my parties are doing, because I haven't received a message that any of them have been eliminated yet. No, look at this. They are all perfectly fine. Oh yes, and by all means, send me your brainwaves towards the end of this episode, whenever it ends, and send me your brainwaves to remind me to increase the party limit. Because at the moment, I obviously only have 6 limit. And I think someone told me that I can do that with Bannerlord Tweaks. So hopefully I'll be able to find the option and change it a little bit. I might increase it to 15, maybe 18, something along those lines, because we have so many companions, it just makes all the sense in the world. Alright, so I've done something a little bit naughty. Yes, I have indeed called for another army, but this time I have gone maybe a bit too far with it. I have basically gone for over 2,200 units, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to instill fear in Monchug's army. As you can quite clearly tell, he does not want to do anything with us right now, and that is exactly on purpose. I really do not want him doing anything. I literally want him to be in a situation where he is like, okay, I can't do anything versus this army because I have had enough of Mr. Monchug doing his own thing and trying to intimidate us. So I'm going to be doing some of the intimidating to him this time around, and that's exactly the reason why I called for so many people. Now, hilariously enough, the army in total actually only cost me about 80 influence to cause all of these people to rally to us. And that is crazy in my opinion. I'm actually kind of surprised that that was indeed the case. Hilariously enough though, the catapults at this area at Balgard are taking a huge amount of time to be built. I'm actually very surprised that that is indeed the case. There's a lot of vassals moving past here. I wonder whether they're going to take Omor. It might very well be the case that they might try to take that. But anyway, we're going to go in. There's only 435 here. We have over 2,200. We should be perfectly fine. But obviously, that really depends on if the snow blinds me. Are you serious? Oh, this is dramatic, to say the least. Very, very dramatic indeed. Okay, so otherwise, let's have a look. Where are the holes? Oh, okay, so they've done a similar thing here, where the 2 walls being destroyed are on the left side of the main gate. Whoa, we just completely murdered them. That is actually insane. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Horse combat with a sword is basically pointless. I feel like you have to either be extremely lucky or just have a natural knack for mounted combat with a sword and a shield, because the reach of a sword, unless you've specifically formulated it to be good on horseback, is just not going to be enough. So generally, it's probably a good idea to maybe do a little bit, yeah, just a little bit of smithing, maybe, just to get your hands on a decent long-ranged sword, if you are insistent on being a one-handed weapon user on horseback, of course. Oh, it seems like I just went all the way around. Not entirely sure. Is it just me, or is this redundant? Look at this. Is this redundant? I'm not entirely sure. Is it like, I don't know. Is it just me, or is that like super weird? Because why would there be two doorways just like right next to each other? Oh well, never mind. Who am I to question? I don't know. You know. I just thought that was very strange, and it made me look like a fool, and that's, I suppose, the goal. I'm obviously kidding, but you know, it's funny nevertheless. Alright, so let me see if I can... Oh, I can sneak around the side. Perfect. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of people here. Okay, let me see if I can do some damage. Maybe I should just get out my spear and just do some damage with that, but I kind of want to level up my one-handed a little bit, but as you can see, I'm literally doing almost nothing in damage. I mean, I guess it's just because they have such good armor on. These Khuzait Darkhans, they're very good. We know how good they can be, of course. Okay, enemies are fighting there. That's absolutely fine. Anyone up here, or have they already cleared out the archer nest? They have not. Hello there, sirs. I would assume that I'm going to get absolutely massacred if I go up here by myself. What do you bet? I bet 10 million gold that I will die. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. If you want to bet against me, then I admire your bravery, as you can quite clearly tell by me jumping over that fence. You know, I actually might just jump off the... Oh, that was actually completely unintended. Yes, you know, I mean, that was completely intended. I did mean to do that, of course. Yes. It was all my plan to come down here and assist my units, because they so desperately need my assistance, as you can tell. Look at that, I killed that guy. Very good. I slaughtered him where he stood, and didn't do 0 damage at all. Very nice. I hope you understand sarcasm. Okay, so there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. I mean, obviously. I mean, come on. We had an overwhelming force here that literally could not be stopped, even by Mattchu himself, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I really wanted to take the fight to him as soon as we had the option to do so. And there you go. That's indeed a victory. Oh, very nice. Okay, look at this. Huge amounts of Imperial Legionaries. We're going to be taking all of those. That's great. And we only lost 57 units in total. I actually wonder whether we can go further. Shall we try to go further than we have already? I think we might be able to. If we've only suffered a couple of casualties, we might very well have the option. All right, I'm going to decline. Not a big fan of taking Belgrade. I feel like it's quite far out of the way and it's a bit difficult to defend it. And otherwise, we're just going to put all of my people in here. And then we're just going to go to the trade screen. There's probably not going to be that much money here. Yeah, there is not that much money, but I'm going to try and sell some things anyway. Don't really want to bankrupt it because it is indeed our town now. They also own Sibir. I actually wonder how... Oh, they apparently took Omor too. Well, that is to be expected, of course. That's not really a big deal. Omor is going to be so incredibly badly defended that I will be able to take that back extremely quickly indeed. Anyway, I think that will probably be it for this episode, but next time we're going to take the fight to the Crusade. And, well, here's a look at the map, if you were wondering what was happening. Pretty good so far, actually. Pretty good. Not too bad. I feel like the Vlandians are starting to consolidate themselves much better than they were beforehand. And what we really need to do is take Epicrotia, Rote, Ametatis, as well as Diathma to further consolidate this central area here. That's really going to make a huge difference to our supply lines as well, when and if we do become at war against the Northern Empire again. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time.